We're visiting my childhood home here in the Morningside area of Atlanta just a few days before we moved to Dallas, Texas. So the family's here, missing a few people, but most of the family's here to celebrate this special time and help us move. But this is where I grew up, and I spent many hours, and the whole neighborhood came and sat on these porches. We played games, and even rode a little sidewalk bicycle out on the porch, and had sidewalk skates. Skated around on the porch to learn how to skate. And Mrs. McKenzie, who was the daughter of the owner, Mr. King, from down in Wadley, Georgia, lived upstairs and we lived downstairs. And there was a little house behind it where Ms. McKenzie's son, wife, and 5 daughters lived there. But Nanny McKenzie used to tell of, as a child, when the Yankee troops came through in Sherman's army, that they stopped at her house and her mother made a secret sign to this captain, and the captain says, go on past this house. And it was a Mason sign. Her father had been a Mason, and they taught all the ladies in the family a secret peace sign that they could give to any Mason, and they would not harm that family. Otherwise, they would have taken all their jewelry, they would have taken all their animals, hogs and mules and everything, chickens, whatever, but they left that house alone. And she used to tell us the old-time stories. Then my grandmother would come, Grandmother Meredith would come here and tell about the Civil War and how the troops came down to their house near Griffin, Georgia, but their father took their mule and took it a mile down in the woods, tied it up with a bushel of corn, because you couldn't run a farm without a mule. That was the only power. So the troops came through, they took the hogs and the chickens and everything they could get a hold of, but they passed on by, and that night, sitting on the front porch like everybody did in those days, there was nowhere to cool off but sit on the front porch and talk. They could hear that mule chomping on the corn way back in the woods. And that fit right in with what Margaret Mitchell described throughout the South, how they took their sow hogs and their mules way down in the woods. Sometimes they would capture them and take them, other times they got by with it. But anyway, these are some of the memories here in the Morningside area of Atlanta.